Hi everyone, this is Nosheen from English with Nosheen with a new video. In my last video, I told you the types of public speaking. In today's video, I will tell you how can you present yourself as a public speaker on the stage. But before I start, I want to talk about something. This is the concept of sound like a native speaker. This concept is always keeping the students under pressure who are learning a second language. It's just because everywhere offline and online teachers are talking about how to sound like a native speaker, giving you the tips to sound like a native speaker, telling you the things that will help you sound like a native speaker. This all is enough to make students feel like if they don't sound like a native speaker while learning a second language, they are a failure. Well, in my opinion, it's totally unrealistic. Let me explain why. To sound like a native speaker means you should have a good command on your vocabulary, grammar, idioms, phrases, expressions, slang words, and all kind of accents and stresses. According to my experience as a teacher of a non-native language, there are carousel people who can have a good command on English language, but they can't sound like a native speaker no matter how hard they try. It's just because of their mother tongue's accent. For example, people with Chinese language as their mother tongue, because Chinese is really a strong accent language, and no matter how hard they try, they can't adopt the accent of a native English speaker. So they can have a good command on their vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, but where comes the accent? It's quite challenging for them. So what I recommend my students, that you should try to sound like a native speaker. If you sound like a native speaker, of course, it's a plus point and obviously a great advantage. But if you can't sound like a native speaker and have a good command on your second language, trust me, you are not a failure and you have done your best and more than enough. Same goes with the teaching. According to my observation, in many countries, when people are going to learn their second language, they always prefer to learn from a native speaker teacher. Here needs to understand the point that the advantage of non-native speaker teacher is that these teachers have consciously learned this language step by step, and they can guide their students through the difficulties and confusions they have conquered by themselves. A native speaker teacher, on the other hand, have unconsciously adopted this language from the parents, and often they find themselves struggling to teach certain aspects of grammar to their non-native students, or to understand what their non-native student is going through. So what I mean to say that this is all a prejudice, and as teachers we may need to train our students to overcome this prejudice. This is what I wanted to say. And as in the beginning I told you, I'm going to tell you how can you present yourself as a public speaker on the stage. So let's go to the topic. How to present yourself as a speaker on the stage is a very important question. Well, first of all, as a speaker on the stage, you need to introduce yourself. You may tell people who you are and why you are here on the stage. You can also add some personal information like your name, your education, and your occupation. The second point is your body language. Your body language as a public speaker on the stage is very important. You should stand straight and you should look absolutely confident. It's even important how you move your hands when you are delivering a speech. For example, if you keep your hand tight like this while talking, it means you are not confident. So you should keep your hands open while talking and delivering a speech. The third point is your eye contact. While delivering a speech on the stage, make sure that you have good eye contact with your audience. Now, when you are on the stage delivering a speech, it's not necessary that everyone from the audience is listening to you attentively, right? And you can notice it in just a glance. While you will notice some of them are really showing interest to what you're saying and even responding to you by nodding their heads. In that case, you should avoid to look to the audience who is not interested in your speech because looking to the audience who is not interested in your speech may bring your confidence level down while speaking. So make sure you have a good eye contact with the audience who is really listening to you and interested in your speech. This was all for today. So before I say bye, I want to say if you like my video, you can subscribe me just as a gesture of encouragement. Because everyone needs encouragement and teachers need encouragement just like the students do. Alright, that's all for today. See you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.